Hey, I'm Yipley, and welcome back to the new Super Mario Bros. DS NE% Speedrun tutorial. It's been about a year since we've actually covered real strats on this tutorial series, so today I'm just going to be covering some of the things we've learned over the past year that help save us a little bit of time. All these new things are pretty much really difficult, so developmental and advanced learners probably don't need to think about any of this. Well, they won't actually. All this is very hard stuff and it saves very small amounts of time. But yeah, it's going to be very hard strats today. I'm hopefully going to try to show it off and not explain too much, just so you can kind of see the flow of the trick of each trick. But yeah, so our first trick here is probably going to be in 8 Tower 1. It's less of a trick, more of a new route through the level, I guess. It only saves 0.5 seconds about. And oops, wow, I just can't even do the beginning. I don't go for it. I would say only J-Dude goes for it, because it's very difficult with not so much payoff. But in the future, I can definitely see this becoming more common, so I think I should probably mention it here. But the essential gist of this is that we want to get to the cycle a little bit sooner, the cycle skip cycle, a little bit sooner. So what we can do is ground pound here, get over there, up here. It happens very quickly. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I'll run back through it. Oops, I did this weird. Yep, I messed it up. But anyways, the cycle skip is a little bit different as well. I haven't practiced it in a bit, so that's why I messed it up. But I'll go through the trick section by section now. So the first bit is going to be the Koopa bounce. Just don't go as soon as you can, because we need the Koopa to walk far enough right. So I wait a little bit, and then do the quick trick there. Quick ground pound, reset, jump up onto here. And also don't hold right all the way, because you'll hit these spikes. So just be careful about that. Next, this jump up here, we're going to have to jump at the very edge. It's a very tight jump. And once, whoops. But once we get to our landing destination, we actually want to press down before we land. Because if you don't, you're definitely going to pixel stop. And for this, we need a lot of momentum. Wow, what did I just do? I don't know. But for this, you just need to jump as far right. Wow, as far right as you can on this platform, and then before you land here, press down so that you can cancel that pixel stop. And then, of course, as soon as you land, you're gonna have to release that so that you can jump up here and do the wall kick. So with momentum, it might look like this, and you need to do it at your absolute peak of the jump, otherwise you're not making it. And then once you get up to here, pretty easy, just get here, here, and do a slight delay, because otherwise the cycle won't line up properly, just like normal cycle skip. But after that, we're going to go up, and then bounce on this blue, and then small jump here into the gap. Very tight. This cycle is likely not to line up. You see it's very tight there. I barely made it. Obviously that wasn't the normal cycle. It's going to be about that tight every time you go for it. So it's a really difficult trick. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's just really funky. But I'll try to do another run through here, just in one clean take. Oh, that's not clean. That's not clean at all. It should save about half a second. Very difficult. I don't like going for it. J-Dude does. Just thought I should mention. So hopefully I can get it now. A lot of quick button movements there. Wow. Interesting. What I just did there was a really interesting backup that Willie actually discovered. That's something you could also use. If you wall kick and then run right into that sliding block. It's a really funky way to back up cycle skip. I don't usually like it, but it just happened to work in that circumstance, so I went for it. There we go. Sorry I had to cut, but I finally got it there. And I just like to show off how it actually goes. So sorry about that cut, but that's how it should look. Yeah, save that half a second. Alright, Next, we should move on to a castle. Got some new strats here. This one's probably one of the bigger time saves that we discovered over the last year. It's maybe 0.7 seconds, something about that. It can get you 69s on the button if you're really fast. But the essential gist of this one is, prior to this strat, we would always go on the lower red block path. We would take the platforms that lead lower and hit the red blocks to make that happen. But for this one, we're actually going to make the red block slightly different. We're going to hit it a little late in the level so that we get the higher platform, and we're going to use a trick to crouch through the 1 block gap with a very awkward angle. But hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate that here so you can see how it looks. We also scroll right now. Just it lines up a rope later in the level a little bit better. You don't have to do that, it only saves a frame or two, but hit this block here and then mess up. Yep. But you kind of see the route through the level there. I messed up the main trick where you want to crouch on the very edge of that platform to glide into the gap. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. Just you can crouch here also to get to that platform a little faster. But yeah, you just go through, and then we're going to hit this block so that we get the top route. And then actually right here, I should mention, you want to land, the point at which you land on this platform is very important. Because if you land too far right, the platform's not going to move far enough right for us to be able to do the trick. And if you land too far left, that is, you land too early, the platform is going to move too far for us to do this trick. So it's very important that when you land on this platform here that I'm ground pounding on currently, you want to land just like half a block past the midpoint of the platform. So about here on the platform, about here-ish on the platform. That's where you want to land before you do the trick. But the trick itself, I haven't actually explained the trick. It's immensely similar to QSG. So you run until the end of the platform, and then you perform, I don't even know what it's called, but it changes your angle of ascent so you can go on the platform. You just crouch once Luigi is in about this position, maybe a little bit further. You'll just crouch and he'll go slightly differently, his angle of ascent. If you crouch normally off the platform, he falls kind of quickly now. He falls quickly. But if we do this, I'm not sure if I did it there, but his angle of fall is more horizontal, and it helps him really just get into that gap. So it's like QSG, like 2-3 frames. It's got the same timing, and you just want to crouch off that edge of the platform. And hopefully I can do it now. Whoa, that was dangerous. There it is. And you can just slide right through that block gap. Looks very clean. Should be able to get a 78 door, and then if you're really fast, a 69 switch, but probably more likely a 68. So that saves about 0.7 seconds. I'll try to do it again just for clarity's sake. So yeah. Ooh, okay. So you saw I got the correct crouch there. This is a very instructive mistake. I got the correct crouch there. He went very vertically off of that platform. Or, sorry, not vertical. Horizontal. He fell very horizontally off of that platform. But afterwards, he just bonked. He didn't make it through the gap, he bonked. So that means I messed up my placement on the, where I landed on the platform. So that's a very instructive mistake. If you're doing something like that, you know you messed up the landing position, not the actual crouch itself. So I think I think I landed early there. Don't quote me, but I think I landed early on the platform. So that means this time I should probably try landing a little bit later on the platform. Yes, there we go. So you want to land about there, and then you can crouch through. And everything else is the same. Or sorry, a 77, not a 78 door. 78 door would be wild. And then of course the boss fight is the same. No 69. But yeah, that's how it should look. Alright, those were the two like really dense tricks where you had to change a lot in the level. The rest is going to be very simple. round everything out. But we have 3 more things I want to show off. Or, not really. This one is just, I wanted to mention that the Koopa bounce that we do, or I showed off for the world record strats, that's becoming much more common. People are just doing it. No one at the very high level doesn't really do it now. Everyone goes for it. So I just kind of wanted to mention that. Maybe try to show it off here if I'm not bad. Yes, there we go. I didn't get the super fast bounce, but it was good enough, and then I messed up later. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. 8-8. We have 8-8 developments. Who thought this would happen? But we found a slight way to manipulate the meteors. It's not full-on manipulation, there's still loads of RNG, and I think around 35% of the time still you will still get hit. But that's much improved from like the 60% of getting hit before. So for this, it's the exact same. You do all the same movements through the level, but you want to scroll left, press the left scroll button. And what this will do is the meteors actually spawn in relation to the camera, not the Luigi. Whoa, I still got unlucky there, so that's a little unfortunate. But the meteors will still spawn in relation to the camera. So if we move the camera to the left, that means the meteors are all going to spawn more leftwards than usual. And we can kind of... You'll get hit a lot less often, because there's less meteors in Luigi's way. Even though the camera still gets the same amount. And I got unlucky again. This is... bad instructiveness, but a lot of the time there will not be meteors there. You will get a lot more lucky. I got very unlucky here, so hopefully I can show it with normal. But yeah, it might be prudent to just try to relearn this level while not being able to see much. Make the same jumps I do pretty much. And then, there we go. That's a lot more what you'll see. So of course it's not foolproof. You will get hit a lot of the time still, but it's a lot less often, so... very nice development there, and a lot of skill levels could use that, but sometimes the left scroll is a little difficult for the lower skill levels. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Alright, last level I'll be covering right now is Bowser's Castle. We have a slight new optimization here. First, or I guess the biggest thing I should mention is that wall strats, what I call wall strats, that is taking a hit in the third room on purpose. They're becoming a lot more common now, and pretty much everyone goes for it. Not many people don't go for it anymore. None of the top runners don't go for it. It's just a lot more common now. The alternatives are too slow. So I'll just try to keep demonstrating that here. Get hit here. Got a 2-frame jump coming. Got it. And then this is the important room. We have a new wall kick in this room coming up. It's a more of a momentum keeper. So with this trick, before you might have remembered that, well, of course I'll damage boost, but this is all the same. But when you get to this point, you remember we just jumped on the switch and turned around. But I think it was Noodles that found a new way you could do this. If you actually jump over the switch, and then right here, you can wall kick on this 1 block gap here. You'll see if I hold left while against this wall, you'll get those sparks, which means you can wall kick. So what we can do is actually wall kick here. It's very quick button movements, but it's very intuitive. You just wall kick in that spot, and you keep a lot more momentum. And you can actually get 65 doors with that, which is really fast, and it saves, I want to say 0.3, 0.4 seconds for a very, very, very easy thing to do. So just very good to try out. So main things about this level, everyone's just doing wall strats at the very high level, because we're all improving, and then that wall kick is really a thing now. So I guess I should probably show it in one fluid motion. Motion? Okay, I messed up because I was thinking about how I said motion instead of motion. But this is the important room here. This is the same, and then we just go over and then wall kick there. It's a lot of fast button movements, especially with your left hand. The D-pad's going to be moving all over the place. But yeah, just very tight stuff there. And then this is all the same with wall strats. Don't do that. That's the easy part. Just don't mess up. So yeah, just don't mess up. And I guess that's all of our new strats that I was going to try to cover in this video. I forgot if I mentioned yet, but shell route. Shell route is a huge new thing, and I'm going to try to get a video out hopefully soon with a tutorial for that. And that's the huge recent development, but today I was just covering the basic all-round things that are new over the last year and a bit. So yeah, hopefully that was very instructive and helps some people. And yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Yes.
Yo?
Yes, I did it. Yes. Yes. Let's go.